Hi everyone, Georgetown Soaps here. I am testing a new fragrance and it is called Lime Margarita and it smells amazing. I love anything lime, but this really smells fantastic. It's a super strong fragrance and just love it. And I've already mixed all my oils in together. I've added my colloidal oatmeal and my kale and clay. I use those in every soap. And now I think I'm just trying to find my colorant. Got my fragrance already measured out. It's a 2-pound batch and I'm using 1 ounce of fragrance. That tends to work pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and stick blend in the powders really well. I always stick blend in the whatever powders I'm using before I add the lye, just so that if for some reason it's clumpy, I don't end up over stick blending once the lye is added, because then your fragrance, but your batter might accelerate or get thick too quick. And if you're trying to do a specific design and you don't have enough time to work with, it's always just good to give yourself enough time. And I'm not a big stick blender at all. I stick blend very little. I don't do a lot of plop and drops. I like to have everything pretty fluid. So I've added the fragrance and it's super fluid. No ricing, no acceleration. It's all good. And I'm not really stick blending. I'm just using the stick blender to stir it in. So now I'm just going to portion off a little bit of the batter so I can do 2 colors. I decided, because this is Lime Margarita, what better color to use than Groovy Green. It's one of my all-time favorite colors. So I'm going to do some Groovy Green and some titanium dioxide. I've got my titanium dioxide already pre-mixed into my mixer bottle from BeScented. Such a time saver. You just shake it up and you're ready to go. You don't get any white clumps, so it's super, super handy. I do stick blend it just a little bit just to get it fully incorporated. But again, you can see the fragrance. It's not accelerating, it's not racing, nothing's going on. So it's all good. And here is my Groovy Green. Look at that color. It is like so fun. And what I like with this color is if you do mix it in, you can always add a little bit of TD to it. And then that kind of tones it down. It makes it more of a pastel green, but it's just a really, really pretty shade no matter what you use. And now that I've done a little bit of cleanup, I'm ready to go. I'm just going to do a typical chopstick swirl. That's kind of like my go-to swirl. It's pretty easy. It's kind of hard to screw it up unless your batter is way too runny, but usually it's pretty good. So just pouring my colors in. I don't really ever think about it. I don't ever really have a plan. I just kind of pour it in. Trying to do some thinner lines so that I get a little bit finer swirl once I do the chopstick. And I will give credit to Jen from A&N Suds and Such. This is where I kind of learned the technique. She kind of does a swirl and then she does several little swirls in between. And it really makes a nice fine line with the swirls. And so you end up getting a lot of swirling action. It comes out really nice. So just dump it on the last of my batter. And then I did decide after I made this that a margarita inspired soap needs to have a little bit of salt. So I grabbed some of my pink sea salts from BeScented. I think these are the fine or the small size. And so I just sprinkled some on. I probably should have waited a little bit longer to let the soap set up, but I was in a hurry and the batter was pretty fluid. So I figured it was going to be like 5-10 minutes until it was pretty firm on top. So I just went ahead and threw the salts on because I had to run. But they came out pretty good. They didn't sink nearly as much as I thought they would. So I was very excited about that. And here we are, we're back for the cut. I'm able to cut my soaps about 12 hours after I make them. Sometimes I wait a little bit longer, but usually 12 hours is all I need to do. I was super happy with some of these swirls. I think that came out really pretty. You can see the pink sea salts on the top. But all in all, I was really happy with this soap. So thank you so much for watching. We'll finish out the cut and hopefully you can subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys later.